Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I have had quite the day today and I am a little stressed, okay? So we're going to talk about it, okay? I'm going to use my double boiler over here. So the pot of water is going to be on the other burner, so you're not going to see it over here. But it's cooking. Okay. Put that in. Alright. So get up early as one does. And Sammy's running late. I say, Sammy, I got you up early enough. We gonna be on time for school today, ain't we? Yeah. She's like, I gotta do my hair. Okay. Surprisingly, she's on time. But I'm having an emotional breakdown and I end up making her 5 minutes late. So that's on me. And the reason that I've been stressed, I've been having issues with Maddie. I won't go into because that's, partly her personal business. And some things don't belong on the internet. But my main thing is my washer stopped working yesterday. And it stopped working when I had a load in there, including my sweater, which was the only thing keeping me warm. And I don't know if y'all know about Ohio, but last couple of days, the temperature just dropped out of nowhere. I was wearing a sundress the other day, and now I'm back into my winter clothes, but I don't really have a winter jacket. All I had was that sweater, and the washer was not washing it. It got it soaked. So it's just soaked with several other pieces of clothes. And it won't spin. That's the problem. It just won't spin. So I'm stressed out. I'm trying to figure out what's the problem. I'm looking on YouTube for solutions. I unplug it. I wait for a certain amount of time. Plug it back up. It's still having the same problem. I drain the water. There was no water in the bottom. I've had problems with that before where I've had to drain the water out the bottom and it would be overflowing. And there was nothing to drain out of there. It was just dripping. And I cleaned out the filter, and the filter was clogged bad. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this is the problem. So I cleaned that out, put that back in there, still having issues. So it's telling me on YouTube to reset some stuff. Try that. Still didn't work. It said to calibrate it. That didn't work. And then I found out how to run a diagnostic on it. So I did that and got the error code. It's basically the same thing that somebody said in one of the comments in the washing machine videos, where it's like, oh, if it's not working this way, if it's just not spinning, it's probably a faulty, what did they say? A faulty inverter board. And basically the code that it gave me when I ran the diagnostic says it was a faulty inverter board. So I'm like, oh Lord, can I replace this? And see, I am not like other women. Single mamas, they have to work harder, okay? So whenever I have something go wrong, I don't have the money to call a repairman. And I'm not in low-income housing anymore. I'm not in apartments anymore, so I can't call the maintenance man to fix my problems. And my dad's back in Mississippi, so can't ask him to fix it. So I go to YouTube, and usually I can figure that shit out. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. And like I said, I've fixed my washer a couple of times. I have even fixed my dryer twice. One of them I had to just about take the whole damn thing apart, and I replaced the heating element myself. About lost a hand doing that, but I got it done, and I was very proud of myself. So I looked online, I looked on the videos, and the part, it isn't too costly. It's like $60, but $60 is a lot of money to me, but I'm gonna figure it out. But in order to fix it, to replace it, I'm gonna have to damn near take the damn thing apart. I don't think I'm gonna have to do as much labor as I did when I was replacing the heating element in my dryer, but it's pretty close. So I was depressed about that this morning. Now, as I got through the day, I was just like, Tina, you can do this. You got this. You've done this before. You can do it. We're just going to do it. There's nothing that we can do except to just do it. But I'm fucking freezing. I'm so freaking cold. My house is so cold. During that extreme, blizzard weather we had for several weeks, I felt like it went on for a month or more. It's crazy. I had put up blankets as curtains on all these doorways because I don't have an open plan downstairs, but it's just archways. It's like entryways. There's no actual doors. So if I'm cold in one room, the whole downstairs is going to be cold. So I put blankets everywhere because I still have to come down here and work. My office area is in the foyer right beside the front door, which is not very well insulated. So it's very cold and it's coming from the cracks between the doors. So I put a blanket over the door too, and it helped a lot. I had my heater going and I was eventually able to get warm enough to work down here. But I have long since taken those blankets down. So just all of a sudden it being cold again, and I have no like warm clothes. I was stressed. I was upset. I felt defeated. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And like, I can't. The only warm clothes are sitting over there soaking wet. And the only way I can get the washer running again is if I fix it. Only way I can do that is if I order the part. And it just, I don't know. I was spiraling kind of. So I had a good cry this morning. And Samantha helped me through it. She gave me a hug. And I felt better. I took her to school. Maddie's still here at home. She's doing virtual school right now. She's doing virtual school, but when it comes to a point during her classes where she has to take her final exam, she has to go up to the school in person. It's a different school than where she was going. And it's on like the far side of town. So it's kind of stressful just getting her there. And then the parking situation is a mess. Every time I'm trying to drop her off or pick her up, I'm always in the way. Just anywhere I'm at, I'm in the way. They don't have no car rider line. It's stressful. Yesterday when I dropped her off, I let her out and then she goes up to the building and she has to like hit the call buzzer for somebody to let her in. Well, I was waiting for somebody to let her in. It's literally snowing, okay? It's freezing. And I guess someone was trying to come in behind me. And this is a street. This is a two-way street. So they would have had room to go around me. But there was somebody on the other side. While I was picking my child up, she was waiting for her child. And I didn't expect her to move. I was gonna move once I saw my child go in the building. All of a sudden, I'm just waiting. It really wasn't even that long. It was like less than 30 seconds. And I'm watching her. I'm waiting for somebody to come down to open the door for her. I heard this knock on my window. I turned to my left and it's a cop. It's not one of like a regular police officer that I have seen in our town. He had a hat on that said police. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was just a security guard on a power trip. I don't know. I roll my window down. He's like, move. You need to move your car. You move up so we can get in. And I'm like, I'm like, first of all, excuse me. I don't know. Maybe that was my inner Karen coming out. Y'all don't tell nobody, but my middle name is literally Karen. Don't tell. Just keep it between us. Like, he didn't have to take that tone with me, you know? I said, I'm waiting on my daughter to go inside. He cut me off and he was like, she's got 2 legs. She can get in there fine. I saw red. I almost cussed his ass out. I was like, Tina, y'all need to go to jail today. You're going to go to jail today. I'm pretty sure they're going to make it a law that you can't cuss out a cop. I was kind of in shock at just the rudeness. So I popped off back to I said, my child has special needs. I'm waiting till she gets inside. Say thank you. But then he was just walking off. Like he wasn't even listening to me. I'm like, you son of a... Y'all, I got a temper. And I've worked real hard with my anger issues. Issues with authority in general, okay? God really tested me yesterday. I keep going on tangents, but basically what I'm trying to say is I don't like going to this school. It's always something. I'm just trying to get my kid and go, or I'm trying to drop her off and go. But it's always something.
What are you making?
Chicken.
Chicken what?
Chicken that you eat.
Yeah, what are you making?
You'll see.
No, tell me.
No, you'll see. I'm trying to make a video, so skedaddle.
Is it gonna be good?
I think it's gonna be good, yes.
Did you get anything else that you're gonna make with it?
Either way, it's gonna be good, because I'm the one cooking. So anyway, it doesn't start until 4 o'clock. So technically, there's like a main door you go into, and then there's like an outer door that you go into. But it wasn't time for her to start her class at 4 o'clock. It was like 3:45-ish when I dropped her off. So she's technically not allowed to go in to that second part because the teachers are in there having a meeting. When it's 4 o'clock, they go come and open the door and let the kids in who's there for the 4 to 7 school. So Maddie knows this. She's done this several times, okay? She knows she's not supposed to go through that second door. She's supposed to just kind of chill in that little outer area, that lobby, if you will. Just sit down, do some work, study, whatever, until it's time. And for some reason, she decides to go up to that outer door, and she sees a few kids in there, and she knocks on the window trying to get them to let her in. And only one of the kids, a girl, was in it. And I'm just going to tell you what Maddie told me, okay? And you know, there's 2-3 sides to every story, so who knows if this is the truth. Basically, what I'm saying is take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But first of all, while I'm working, while I'm like in the middle of like trying to get patients into the system, I get a call from the school. I don't know if he actually said this, but I heard, you need to come pick Maddie up. And I was like, oh my Lord, what is it? Do y'all want to know how many times a week I get calls like this? So I'm like, what is it? What is it now? They said that Maddie had got in a screaming match with another student because she was trying to get in and she's not supposed to be in yet. And I'm like, she knows she's not supposed to be in yet. Like, why did they get in an argument? Like, was she trying to force her way in or something? Like, explain it to me. He didn't really go into it with me. And I said, look, I was planning on picking her up at 7 o'clock. I don't get off till 5:30. If she can stay there till 5:30, I will come up there when I get off work, right when I come off work, and I can pick her up then. He said, okay, that's fine. We can deal with the issue here. And I'm like, okay, if you could have dealt with the issue here, why are you calling me? Get me stressed out, right? But I didn't say that, of course. So from what Madeline tells me, she said that, you know, she was trying to get to the door. This girl who was right beside the door was not only like ignoring her, she was on the phone, she could hear Maddie, but she would turn around occasionally and laugh at her. Okay? So hearing that, I can understand why Madeline got heated, okay? I probably would have too. My daughter inherited my anger problems, okay? She's 18 now, and she has not learned to deal with them yet. To be fair, it took me a couple of decades, okay? So on top of that, we are so busy at work today. We're shorthanded. We're down a person. My BFF, Miss Jackie, decided to take a day off. She took a few days off, which she deserves. Okay, I'll give her that. But I don't want to come to work if my bestie's not at work, you know? So it was a rough day because of that too. So me and my other bestie, Michelle, we were going through it today, but we were getting it. We were getting it done. Is this even on? This is not even on, y'all. For a second there, I was like, please don't tell me my one working stove is no longer working, okay? Because I know today I'm going to lose it. I put garlic powder and onion powder on this. We'll put a little salt and pepper on there. Okay. I don't want to use too much salt in anything I cook because I know seasonings I usually use already have salt in them. I'm just going to let this melt before I start cooking my chicken. So anyway, y'all, I get off at 5:30. There's still a lot to do, and I feel bad for leaving my coworker like that. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go run and get Maddie, and when I come back, if you're still swamped, I'll clock back in and I'll keep going. So I'll jump in my car, I run down to that school on the other side of town, and I pull up, and it's like 5:45-ish. So I'm waiting for Maddie, and I'm waiting. And again, they don't have a car rider line. Like, I just have to kind of pull up beside it. And again, it's a two-way street. And anybody that comes up behind me can go around. No matter how big their car is, it's a big enough street where you can go around. You know who pulled up behind me? A big public bus. Okay? I put my flashers on to let them know that I was just chilling there. You think they cared? No, they honked at me. I know they could have went around because I've been here several times before. And they have went around other cars just fine. And I was like, they are just picking on me today. They're just picking on me this week. So I'm not even going to fight it, okay? I'm not going to stress about it. So I just pull out and go to the parking lot across the street. I wait for the bus to go. And then I come back and get in my spot. And I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. And waiting. And waiting. And it's slowly getting colder because I can't just run my gas and run my heat the whole time. Was out having a good time. Waited and waited and waited. Y'all know how long I waited for her to come out? It was past 7 o'clock. There was no use for me to even come up there early to pick her up. So not only did I waste all that time, but I didn't come back in enough time to help my coworker. So, not having a great day. But you know what? From here on out, it's going to be a great day because I said so. Okay? Lord have mercy. But yeah, Maddie just told me her side of the story, and she, like, when she said that girl was just like laughing at her or whatever, she said finally a teacher or a staff member came and just let her in. Okay, so y'all let her in. It wasn't quite 4 o'clock, but they let her in anyway. Okay, so my thing is, if you called me wanting me to get on to her about getting there early, wanting to come in early, I mean, you let her in. Like, you didn't tell her to keep waiting out there. I don't know. But that's what Maddie told me, so I don't know. And when she got in there, she looked at the girl and she's like, you could have let me in. And Maddie said she said it like that, but she probably said, you could have let me in. Or like got an attitude with her or whatever. So the girl started running her mouth, going off, and told Maddie, she said, you with your $50 shoes. And I'm like, hold up, rewind. She was making fun of you for having $50 shoes. I thought $50 was a lot of money. First of all, I was like, what? How was that an insult? What? This generation just like, I guess can't come up with good insults or whatever. But she's like, Mom, like, people are just wearing, people these days are just wearing Jordans and paying hundreds of dollars for their shoes. And sometimes even more than that. And I'm like, okay. And I don't know. Y'all, help me get monetized so I can give my baby some $200 shoes. I don't know what else to do. They do have some nice shoes. I mean, granted, they are like secondhand. We get them from like Plato's Closet at a discount. We get hand-me-downs from my sister or my other friends, but they're nice shoes. They got plenty of Jordans too. Don't let them fool you. I just felt like everything was just not going my way today. After dinner, I'm probably going to sit down and try to find that part. Make sure that it's the right part. The nice Tina beans. What you doing, Missy Moon? You smelling like chicken? You want some chicken? Oh, here comes Cole. I can't talk to Macy in that baby talk voice without him coming. Like, you're my mommy too. You were my mommy first. Yeah, you're right. Who's my favorite son? Yes, you are. Let me put a little more garlic on the other side of the chicken. This is just wobbling all over the place. Sit down somewhere. So I got this blend of sunflower and virgin olive oil. I got this at the Dollar Tree, y'all. It worked just as good as regular olive oil. I'll probably get some more. Olive oil is expensive. I talked to one of my old friends from when I was a teenager today. She went live, and I'm not going to say her real name because I don't think she's putting it out there. But on Facebook, her name is Ava Lynn, and she goes online from time to time. She's trying to get I think she is monetized. I don't really understand Facebook monetization yet, unfortunately. It says that my profile is earning, and I feel like I do get a lot of views. Maybe not influence of views yet, but I ain't made nothing. And it says you can get stars, you can earn money from stars if you go live. Which I haven't worked up the nerve to go live yet. But she's putting herself out there. She's going live and she's talking. And, she was, talking about her anxiety today. I was just like, felt that in my soul. And I was like, I need to be strong like her. I should do some live. Now, as for I think the Facebook Creator Fund or whatever, I think I'm on the waiting list for that. I don't know. It says my profile is earning, but I could not tell you how. My current favorite comfort YouTuber, Miss Fairy Tampton, I commented on one of her videos talking about it, and she said Facebook is her best earning platform. And I was like, I really want to get on this Facebook monetization train. And I told her how it was for me, and she said that I should be off the wait list soon. So I'm wondering if she was at one time on the wait list. I don't know. But anyway, the chicken's done. I'm going to turn this down to 3. I need to go ahead and take the chicken out. Put it on my fine china. Alright, so I got maybe a teaspoon of chicken fat and butter in there, and the seasonings. So I'm going to go ahead and put my cream in. Okay, so I've got 1 pint of the heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to use about a cup, so about half of this. And I might add more if the sauce comes out a little too thick. What the hell am I doing? Oh! Y'all, I literally just wasn't even thinking about pouring the whole damn thing in there. Might as well do it. Okay, so If this sauce gets too much, if it gets too thick, I'll just put a little milk in it. I know I got some milk left. Okay, we'll put that back on the heat. Okay. Put a little more garlic in there. Season it up. A little pepper. And some onion powder. Y'all, don't judge me. I need this. Woo! Like a punch in the mouth. Woo. And another reason I'm not putting any more salt in there is because there's a lot of salt in this. This is going to be like the major ingredient. My water's getting close to boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and put the noodles in there. Oh! And another reason that I don't have any warm clothes right now, and that was my only sweater to keep me warm, is because I never buy clothes for myself. I felt pretty desperate today, so I went on Amazon and purchased a cardigan sweater. I purchased one that could be here today. So it was waiting for me when I got home. So now I'm not cold no more. I got my little cardigan on. It's really cute. I really like it. It's like a dark green. I got the green because I got, okay, it'll match my eyes. Not realizing it's St. Patrick's Day today. I didn't even realize that. Or, I forgot about it. Either way, I'm good. Anybody pinches me, I'm going to punch you. Don't pinch me. That's rude. Okay, I might need to turn this heat up a little bit more. So I'm waiting on this. And I'm waiting on the noodles. And we wait. It is starting to bubble up in the center, which is really good. My sister's watching me. No, you can't have any. You can't have any. But thank you for being a good girl and you stop barking. I always appreciate good behavior. Yes, I do. Maddie is super close to getting her credits done. If she can get done with her last 3 classes. She was thinking about doing a part-time job. I've been against it this whole time because she doesn't need even more distractions. When she's done, she's done. It's like smooth sailing till graduation. I'm a little worried. I'm gonna let it happen. I'm not gonna stand in her way if she wants to go ahead and get a job, but I'm gonna kind of stress to her, just try to keep it part-time, especially over the summer, because I know in my heart if she starts making that full-time pay, she's gonna want to keep making money like that, and she's gonna not go to college. And I just try to stress to her, I'm like, you don't know how many doors were closed to me because I did not finish college. I know there's a lot of opinions about that, but as a single mother struggling financially from the time I started working, you got to go to college. You got to do that. That's the only way you're going to be able to survive. Because like even right now, the pay that I'm making is the highest pay that I've ever received, but you probably make more than me. Whoever's watching this, y'all probably make way more than me. Okay. And it was so difficult to get this job. You guys have no idea. Like, I applied for so many different positions. These were all remote positions on different teams all over the U.S. And I was just trying so hard. And actually, eventually, the job that I did get wasn't even on any of those teams. It was a separate team that was working to basically get 3,000 new patients into the system. I've always worked from home. My team is located in another state, so it's not like I could come in even if I wanted to. I started on that team, basically a patient registration team for all these 3,000 new patients. And once that project wound down, they had a spot. They actually had 3 spots open up on my current team, and I took one of those spots. I've been there ever since. I've been with the company about 1 year and 4 months now. I've had some rough patches, but I can safely say right now I'm really, really happy with my company. I really enjoy just coming to work and working with my coworkers. I met my current best friend there, and yeah, on the work front, things are good. I cannot complain. In the past, I could have complained. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, currently I cannot complain. But anyway, when I first started my YouTube channel, I talked a lot about work-at-home jobs. That was kind of my niche when I first started. This was pre-COVID time, so it wasn't like a normal thing for companies to be having a lot of remote jobs. I kind of steered away from that, and not so much because I didn't like it anymore or I got bored or anything. I just got busy. Like, I had to focus on things that brought an income into the house, and YouTube was not at that point yet. YouTube is still not at that point yet. I'm really like trying to get monetized anywhere. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, any of them would be great. Even if it brought in literally $20, $30 extra a month. Hey, that's an extra little bit of income, you know? That's $30 more than I had before. I'm still working on it. And the thing is, I'm happy when I do it. Like, it brings me joy to make videos. And I also have another kind of a semi side hustle. I made like notebooks and journals on KDP, like the Amazon bookseller space. So I did that. Of course, the market is really oversaturated with notebooks. I don't think that Amazon KDP wanted it to end up that way. I feel like like a lot of people just found that loophole and was like, okay, instead of publishing books, we can publish notebooks. And honestly, like, I purchased a lot of notebooks on Amazon that I didn't even realize was independently published through KDP. I feel like if you can do that and you can make some nice art, do it. Do what makes you happy. And I did that for a little while, and I didn't make much money. It was mainly friends of mine and my family that were purchasing the books and stuff. I know they did really like them, but I know that that was partially just, you know, trying to support me as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. There's been times where I stopped making notebooks for a while, and then I would start back up again. Since then, I've made a few coloring books. Once I purchased this software called BookBolt, I started making puzzle books, which is insanely fun. Like, around the time that I started on this, it was July, like summertime, so I made a 4th of July puzzle book. It's word finds. And after that, I made a Halloween puzzle book. And then after that, which took me a little bit longer because it was just a crazy time in my life, I was literally trying to work and do DoorDash on the side and trying to do this KDP thing. It was a lot going on. So I made the Christmas word search book, and not only was I able to do just basic word searches, but I also did a lot of trivia in there and like fill in the blank, kind of hangman style stuff, movies and books trivia. There was some where it's like guess the movie with the words that are in this word search and also the pictures that are in the background. Can you guess what movie this is referring to? It was just a lot of fun. I loved making that. And then after I published that, I just kind of fell off for a while because I was just trying to do too much. So I have a habit of not quitting, pushing my little favorite hobbies and projects to the back burner, no pun intended, because I had to work, I had to take care of my kids. I mean, it is what it is. And even though life is still quite stressful, I'm going to keep going and I'm going to be consistent. For any of you guys who have questions about work at home jobs, you know, if you want information about companies that hire call center type work, not the best paying type of work, you can go back to my videos, my older videos. They're definitely not well-made videos, but if you're just coming for the information, you'll get information. So now, as for modern day work from home job search, if you want to look for a call center job remotely, I say go for it if that's what you want to do. I did not realize how long I was talking or cooking. All right, so I'm going to throw the chicken in there. I don't think I have enough sauce. I think I got too many pasta noodles as usual. I should have kept some of that pasta water to thin this out. I need my tongs. So anyway, I also did work at Teletech, and basically all I did there was customer service for Best Buy, and it was only like during the pre-Christmas season. It was crazy busy, and then right after Christmas, they dropped all of us like a bad habit. I mean, thousands of seasonal workers. They had us all come to a meeting where they're like, oh, okay, we're letting you go. Bye. Have a nice life. Very tacky. But, I mean, that's how seasonal workers go. They get away with it. Anyway, so I also worked for Hyatt Hotels, doing the reservations, working remotely. I mean, the people there, the staff, were nice. was they had a lot of contests where you would like win trips or gift cards and stuff, like so many prizes. They would do spin the wheel prizes and stuff like that. But it's kind of funny how 90% of the people that would win these prizes were the people that were working in office. Yeah, so wasn't crazy about that, but literally other than that was great. It was a good place to work. The only reason that I did not like it, well, just call center work in general, it can just be very draining, and that was one part of it, of course. But it's a lot of rich people calling and making reservations, and they can be very rude. I don't know what it was, but like I want to say like my last 2 weeks, I was getting every rude customer on the face of the earth. Oh my God. You know, these are mainly higher income people who are renting rooms at Hyatt. They're pretty fancy. So I know this one lady who was actually really nice. She stayed on the phone with me and was like purchasing rooms at Hyatts at several different places in like other countries. And I booked like $25,000 worth of rooms while I was on the phone with her. And because I did that, it put me on a list. It put me on a list for a drawing to win. I think they had like, the gift cards were like $1,000, $500, and $250. And I know I got a lot of money on that call. And I was like, I hope I win it. But if I do, please let me get that top prize. I feel like I deserved it, you know? But lo and behold, when they finally did the drawing, and then they kept putting it off, like they forgot about it. They finally did the drawing. Of course, I didn't do it live. We got an email later saying I won the $250 card. I'm grateful for anything I get, but seriously. So, let me go ahead and put this up. This should be cooled off by now. Now, if I remember correctly, the remote positions at Hyatt, they were not often posted. So when one did post, you had to race to go apply. I mean, there are other perks working at Hyatt. You get 5 free rooms a year, but I think you have to pay taxes. And I didn't know until I booked a room in Orlando that I also had to pay all the resort fees. Okay, I'm gonna put a little milk in this to thin out the sauce. A splash. I left Hyatt to start working with Kelly Services, who was doing Apple tech support. At the time, Hyatt was paying me $11 an hour, and I had been there over a year and didn't get a raise. So that's another thing. Y'all weren't gonna tell me I turned my heat off and I forgot all about it. So I went to Kelly Services, but they were offering $13 an hour with a raise after training. And I wasn't happy with Hyatt for a while, so I jumped on that. I was like, anything I can do to get higher paid. There was never a time where I wasn't struggling financially. I was trying so hard to get out of the hole. So I started their training class. They sent me the equipment, the computer. It was like a big iMac computer. I started the training, and like a week or 2 into training, my internet went out. And I had just switched over from the big cable company to a local cable company, and they were just out. And I was like, oh, when are you guys gonna get back up? And they're like, we're trying to get it done now. My internet was out for 10 days straight. Needless to say, I lost that job. I asked them, I said, please, can I get on your next training class? And they said, oh yeah, definitely. But until then, we're gonna need you to send the equipment back. So that told me right there, they are not worried about putting me in that class. So I was trying my best to try to find a job as quickly as I could somewhere else, anywhere else. I could not do anything but work at home because my car decided to break down as well. And then I got behind a month in my rent, and my landlord was not going to be understanding, even though every income tax I gave her like 3 or 4 months of rent in advance. This time I was down on my luck and didn't mean shit to her. So anyway, I lost my job, my car, and my house within the span of 3 weeks. And it was probably the roughest time of my life. I had to accept help from my kid's dad, which of course was a mistake. I knew that from before I even accepted his help. But at that point, I felt helpless. I felt like I was not going to be able to do anything else. I had to choose my kids over my pride. So he was able to get an apartment in his name. We stayed with him about a month before I was able to get away from him. Oh my gosh, why do I keep going on these tangents? I do not want to revisit that part of my life. We're talking about work from home jobs here. Let's get back to it. So eventually I got my job back with Dialogue Direct. And then eventually I got a job local to me working as an office manager at a therapy clinic. which put my foot into the door of so much more. Did that job give me good pay? No, of course not. And I think I was only given that job because I was willing to accept the low rate of pay. I started out at $9 an hour. Managing a therapy clinic. I shit you not. But I don't regret it. I don't regret it for a second. The owner, oh my gosh. I could tell you horror stories over that person, but definitely not going to get into that. I'll be on here all night. I was there for about 1.5 years. While I was there, I became an RBT, and then I transferred over to an even better company with most of my coworkers coming along with me. We were kind of grandfathered in. So we transitioned into this new company together, and it was really good. I think that was a really good time in my life. Of course, I was still struggling financially because that's what I do. That's what I do best. Tina beans. Stuck in a rut. But yeah, I made some lifelong friends. I was mentored by several good BCBAs and other RBTs. I worked with some amazing kids that I still think about from time to time. And then eventually, my sister gave me an offer that I couldn't refuse. She was like, hey, come to Ohio and buy my house from me. And I'm like, girl, I can't do that. I'm poor. And she was like, I'll help you figure it out. And I said, okay, let's go. So I'm here. I'm a homeowner. As soon as I got here, I got a job with a local children's hospital, which was great. Same thing. Met some really great people, made some lifelong friends, and it was rewarding work. Eventually, I transferred to a different position where I could work from home, and that was really great. Cannot complain. Paid well, especially during COVID time. You know, as bad as that time was, we got that extra COVID pay, and man, that was really paying the bills. I switched to a different team. Thought it was going to be great. It was more into the behavioral health department, which has always been right up my alley, you know, being an RBT and everything, and always wanting to go back to school for psychology. But my supervisor there, little by little, she broke me. So I was there for 3.5 years. I spent about 1 year with that supervisor before I couldn't take anymore. When I left there, I didn't have a job immediately. I was doing like Walmart Spark, doing grocery delivery, and I was doing that part-time while I was working at this hospital remotely, and then I just switched to full-time. I liked it for a while. Like I still like it. I was my own boss. A lot of quiet time, just driving. You know, when you go home, you're leaving work at work, you know, but in the long run, taxes and gas money and the wear and tear on my car, it just wasn't worth it. So I was, you know, looking for another job. I found this company that I'm with now, and I was trying so hard to get in, and eventually I did, and I haven't looked back. It's really good. I'm really blessed, and as much troubles as I'm having in my everyday life right now, work has been wonderful. I was watching a TikTok recently, and there was this lady on there saying, why do y'all gatekeep these work at home jobs? I'm not asking you for a reference letter or anything. I don't know. The way she said it was just so funny. And I was like looking in the comments, and I was like, surely there's going to be people here, you know, saying, oh, well, I work from home. You can work from my company, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't see anybody. There were just people that were just agreeing with her. It's like, yeah, people are gatekeeping these work at home jobs. And I'm like, I don't do that. I would love for people to come to my company and use my name as a reference because they'll pay you for referring people at my company. But I have to be careful about this. I'm trying to figure this out because if someone is truly interested in working with the company that I'm with, like I said, they pay well. They're hiring in several different positions, including like customer service positions, patient registration, patient records that I work in. They have a lot of nursing, like traveling nursing positions open too, pharmacists. So if you're interested in that and you have the experience, and even if it's just customer service experience, that's valuable stuff. If you have any kind of medical experience, that looks really good on your application as well. If you're serious about that, if you would like me to tell you the name of the company and where to go to apply for jobs, if there's a way you can like message me privately, TikTok. On TikTok, I'm Tina Beansy. So it's TinaBeanzy. You can message me directly. Now, I'm not doing this for free. And when I say that, I want you to subscribe. I want you to watch my videos, and I want you to subscribe because I'm trying to get monetized. You can help me get monetized. I will help you get a job. And when I say help, I mean I'll tell you where to do it. Like, I'm not much help beyond that, I guess. But yeah, I'll give you the information. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the usuals. All right, I'm going to turn this off, and then I'll let you know what the girls think of it. I think they're gonna like it. I made chicken Alfredo.
I love it.
Do you like chicken Alfredo?
I love chicken Alfredo.
How much do you like fettuccine Alfredo?
Too so much. Why?
Were you asleep? You kind of got bedhead. You're so cute. You like it? That was good. How many out of 10? Ah! You heard the girl. I better get a like, comment, subscribe out of this. You better subscribe. Okay, bye.